Here you are. Let's rock and roll.
All right, so we'll get started. Thank you everyone for joining our meeting today, Monday, July 27th, 2026, Western Opportunity Partnership Board meeting. We will start with a roll call. Ms. Rita?
Okay, so let's see. All right, Sharon Allen. Alicia Burns. Dr. Douglas Craddock.
Present.
Dr. Kevin Field.
Present.
Jennifer Hancock. Present. Councilwoman Tammy Hawkins. Secretary Keith L. Jackson. Sheriff David James.
Here.
Darlene Johnson Jones.
Present.
Dr. Gabriel Jones Jr. Dr. Mary Milliner. Mike Nagel. Lyndon Pryor. Christopher Romaine.
Here. Present. Linda's here as well.
Who?
Lyndon is here.
Oh, Lyndon?
Yeah, he's here.
He's here. Yeah, I didn't hear him.
He said yes.
He said yes. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. He's virtual. Thank you. Desmond Smith Jr. Kevin Smith. Reverend David Snarden. William Summers.
Here.
Gary Williams. Secretary Jeff Knoll.
Here.
And Jeff O'Brien.
Katie Littman here for Jeff O'Brien.
Maybe we have four. No.
No.
Okay. We don't have a quorum.
But most of the agenda is informational. And
It is.
We can go.
Right. So we can move forward. We don't have a quorum, Dr. Craddock, but
Okay.
most of the agenda is informational, so we can move forward.
All right. Yes, ma'am. Thank y'all. So next we will shift to public comment. First, we will start within the office space. If there's anybody that's visiting us today for any public comment, please proceed.
No one online. And we have no guests in the room.
Okay. All right. We'll keep pushing forward then. Just for a state of the order, I will have to step out around 5-ish. I have a kindergartner. That's my oldest. They got kindergarten night tonight. So we're attending that. And Miss Darlene Johnson will take over once I depart the meeting. So just want to stay on the record. Next, we will shift to our interim CEO report. Ms. Laura Douglas.
Good afternoon, everyone. I think everyone's aware that at some of our last few board meetings, we have occasion to talk about our public information campaign, our web page, what we're doing to keep people in the community up to date on where we are and what we're doing. We thought it would be helpful at today's meeting to have our communications partners from Nimbus to do a presentation for us in order to bring everybody up to date on what our public information campaigns look like.
And they're trying to get on, Laura.
Okay, and Breanne Dorsey, I think, is representing Nimbus, but we see her name on the screen, but she's not signed in yet, or she having some difficulty?
Yeah, she is, I believe.
Okay.
I'm going to resend another one to her.
Okay, so let's keep going since Breanne is having difficulty signing in. Dr. Craddock, let's just go back to you for the updates from the various committees.
Sure thing. We'll circle back. So our first update will come from our Board Development and Governance Committee, Ms. Jennifer Hancock.
Good afternoon, everyone. I do have a brief committee update for you. Thanks to the committee for meeting while I was absent this summer. They did have an opportunity to interview several candidates, external candidates to this board for the open neighborhood seats. 3 individuals were interviewed, and that means we're going to focus on those 3 neighborhood incumbent board members who are currently seated to get them scheduled for their interviews so that at least we have 3 neighborhoods that we can cross off the list pretty quickly. So Ms. Rita is going to be sending out a doodle poll for 2 meeting dates to the Board Development Committee. One meeting date is a strategy session, just to regroup now that I'm back, to start putting together a schedule to get those other 6 neighborhoods scheduled in the queue between now and the end of the calendar year. Our goal is to have all 9 neighborhoods taken care of by the end of the calendar year. So one will be a planning and strategy session, and then the second meeting will be interviews of those incumbents from those neighborhoods that have had external individuals interview, and that's Russell, Shawnee, and Park Duval. So we're going to get those board members scheduled, and that will be the second meeting. And then we're working with Nimbus to make sure, and along with our community engagement colleagues, to make sure that we penetrate those other 6 neighborhoods, because we still need applicants for these board seats. So that will be what we'll discuss in our planning meeting. And then finally, we are going to be recruiting some additional board members to the Board Development Committee. So be looking for some outreach. If you haven't experienced it already, we'll be reaching out to you to see if we might be willing to entice you to join our committee. That concludes my report. Chair Craddock.
Thank you, Jennifer. And just to reiterate what Jennifer said, just the opportunity to bring in new board members, vet new board members, and really understand the communities that they come from is extremely important and critical to the success of the board. So definitely, if you have that opportunity and also that time and that capacity, definitely look to join the board. Next, we will shift to our Community Engagement Committee. I'll shift it to Chair Darlene Johnson-Jones for update.
You all know we've been working really hard for our partnership day, which is coming up real soon. So hope everybody's excited about that. So I'm going to turn it over to Devontae. He has all the information that we need. So he's going to update everybody on that this evening.
Well, hello, everyone. My name is Devontae Scruggs. Super excited to come and share this afternoon about the Partnership Day. Just really briefly, how we got to the Partnership Day was with our community engagement team. We found it necessary for us to really look at how the community engagement with representatives, what do they look like to the community? What is their position in the community? And it's that they need to be known more. People need to know who they are, need to know their names, so that they can truly understand what the partnership does and what the partnership has to offer. And so in these last 8 months of us coming together, we've really been strategic in planning, developing our representatives to essentially be those persons that people in their neighborhood can come to learn of resources, to learn of different things that are happening, not just with the partnership, but to really have a full understanding of what the partnership is. And so for us to do that the right way, the Partnership Day was birthed out of many conversations as to how we could come together so that the community could learn more about the representatives, become more comfortable sharing with the representatives, so that ultimately what the community has to say influences what you all do here when you come and meet. And so the purpose of the Partnership Day is to make the partnerships work visible to the community, showcase our supported partners and vendors. And so all of the organizations and businesses that the partnership has funded, this will be an opportunity for the community to meet those organizations and showcase them and have a fireside chat, as I would call, with them to understand more about their programming so that the community can take more advantage of what they have to offer, connect our residents to resources, and then to elevate the community engagement committee. So as I said, that people know who they are. And so it's going to be a really, really amazing event. We're super excited to welcome not only you as board members, but all 9 neighborhoods to this event. It'll be at Algonquin Park, August the 22nd from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. And we're super excited to have everybody come out. And so please come out, be a part. Let your family and friends know, and anybody that you know is connected with the Westies, let them know to be there.
Thank you, Devontae.
Thank you all. Is there any questions? I just want to make sure, given that presentation and conversation about the partnership fund, is there any questions around it? Are we good to go? Perfect. All right. So next, we actually shift to finance report by Chair Willie Summers.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Dr. Credit. Hey, we did have a meeting and we did accept the financials for May and June. We wanted to recommend them to the board to accept, but without the quorum, we won't be able to do that today. Justin has been working with the auditing firm. Justin, do you have anything you want to add? Tell us how that's going.
Yeah, everything's been going good. Still working to get our requests back to the auditors. As you know, it's a 5-year audit, so it is a process of all of the requests that they're asking. So I've been meeting with the auditors, and nothing has been delayed or anything. So we're on making good time on everything. So I appreciate Rita and Otis for all their assistance as well as getting me the prior year requests and stuff that I didn't have access to. So.
Anybody have any questions for Justin in relationship to the audit? I think everybody knows that we did get a tip payment in from Metro. That was for 2023. So we still have some out there that will be coming to us, but we're very excited to get that. And I know, Chip has been working with the city and the state. Do you have any updates for us from that standpoint?
Yeah, I do. I talked to Gary Morris today, and so as William said, you have the base year was 2022, and then the performance of the TIF from 2023 compared to 2022 was to be payable in 2024 timeframe, 25 timeframe when they figured it out. So what you want to expect going forward, and I'm just kind of resetting the baseline expectation for the partnership. It's like, hey, December 31st at the end of a tax year, the Department of Revenue will begin working, and then by mid-late summer, you should have an idea of what kind of check you're going to receive for that previous tax year. So the partnership should get into a position where it's going to get its checks from the state and from Metro government in the fall. That's what we've been talking about for a couple of years now. So the 2023 check was made. Metro just followed it. The 2024 is under review with Department of Revenue. The 2025 they started working on. So my hope is that in 2026, which is now, that you're going to get paid for 24 and 25 as well. It's Gary says it's just a very large 13 square mile TIF. You have people new to sharing information still, and it's just difficult for the Department of Revenue to get their arms around private taxpayers, income tax type of information. I also have spoken with Angie Dunn, the CFO at Metro, and their practice at Metro is they're going to pay after the state pays. It's just, I think, easier. I think it's easier for them to know what the state has done, and then they can follow suit. So that's kind of new information for the group. But I also want to just tell you that I don't want to steal any thunder from Rita or Laura, but Metro was a really wonderful number from 2023.
It was.
It can only go up.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, hopefully with us continuing to make these investments to these companies and make these grants to these organizations, it will continue to build the neighborhoods, build the West, and we should see numbers go up. We also, I think Rita told us in the meeting that we did get a $25,000 donation from PNC
Yes.
Bank that we were very pleased of. And, we really want to lean into our corporate community, our corporate banking community to try to make sure that everybody is part of what we're doing here, because the economic impact that we'll have should definitely have an effect on, hopefully a positive effect on the financial institutions that are in our areas as well. So I think, with that, we will continue to have Chip help us and make sure that we just steward the money that we get in here in the best way that, from a fiduciary standpoint, the best way that we should as well. So look forward to continuing to have those conversations.
It looks like Linda's got
Linda
a
had his
question.
hand up.
Lyndon, yes, sir.
Yes, what is the number for 23 and anticipated for 24, both local and state?
The total number with the, it was like 2.7.
Everybody has
Yeah.
email.
It was,
It's about 2,473,000 from the city. We have not received notice from the state yet, so we don't know what the state number is.
so what we have received is the 2,200,000 and some change. And then, like I said, that was for 2023. And then we're still anticipating another check coming in from the state for 2023 as well.
And again, we did send a note, an email to all the board members to let you know about what we received.
Yeah, the total for 2023 was about 2.7 million between local and state. State was a little over 400,000 and the rest is local. We obviously can't 100% predict, but I don't think we will predict less from local. It's possible state could come in less simply because of the dropping income tax rate at the state level. So that has an impact on us because the rate started dropping after our base year. So it's hard to predict, but we should know that number soon.
Any other questions?
I just had a process question. And first, just word of congratulations for all who've been involved. This is great news to see that TIF reimbursement come in. That's critical to the sustainability of the partnership. But the process question is around what is the process and who, on behalf of the board, is able to kind of oversee and check and make sure that the numbers are what they need to be? Are there any checks in the process, or do we just accept what they?
I mean, Chip, let me speak to that.
Yeah, I'm happy to answer. It is the process that, so yeah, the Department of Revenue, it's, they keep that private. They're not gonna say, here's the names of the companies that paid this much money, and you can't really get data in, because it's protecting private taxpayers, taxes they pay. But what we will develop into, and what I'm interested in, all we have right now is 2023. We need 24 and 25, and then we're gonna, we need to sort of develop an understanding of what can you share with us that goes into it. For example, with the Arena Authority, same situation. They get state TIF dollars. Department of Revenue will break it down in terms of, well, this much comes from hotels, this much comes from restaurants, this much comes from et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So you at least have an idea of what moves that TIF a little bit. That's what we would want to get from Department of Revenue, but we just don't have anything enough yet with just having 23 to have really good understanding.
Yeah.
And
I can see without disclosing personal or private information, but if you could do it by SIC code or something, just to see, you got a base number, what is that number compared to the increment, and just to see how that number was calculated.
I think they did do that in their notice letter to us. They did provide the base numbers and the calculations. They did not provide, though, the identity or the location of any of the.
Yeah, and we had
businesses.
several meetings with them after they calculated the first TIF increment.
Yeah.
About how did they go about doing this? How did they ensure that they captured everything? I mean, we went up, Chip, me, Laura, Rita multiple times for sit-down meetings with about 10 different people from the Department of Revenue to test it.
Yeah,
Because we obviously can't get taxpayer level data, but we wanted to feel comfortable that they had not left anything on the plate.
yeah. And that's perfect. Just want to know that it's been vetted and someone is making sure that we're.
Well, Kevin, I think one of the things that we have done, Chip, Laura, Rita, and we've all, they had developed great relationships with Senator Stivers, people in Franklin, and they've met several times. And, I think that, one of the things that was really, I think, good bringing Chip on is that, he did go through this whole tip process with the arena, so he knew. So we really started, the meeting, sooner than we did there, and really, I think that has helped us. And like I said, we can't get certain information, but us just showing up and being there says a lot. And we have Rita and Laura have developed, and Amy has developed great relationships. And like I said, we're hopeful that hopefully those tip numbers continue to grow with the investments and the impact that we're making.
Thank you. Again, it's kudos. It's a major milestone. So great job.
Any other questions? Now we got, I think, the funding update, I guess, Laura and Travis.
Travis, take it away.
I'm gonna share my screen here. So thus far, the total amount that's been funded to date is $13,796,549. 17 initiatives have been funded. Of course, the portal opened in October 31st, 2024. First application was received in November 4th, 2024. And as of July 22nd, 2026, 75 applications have been submitted. In all 9 neighborhoods, there has been an application submitted. This is just a quick overview of the areas that have been funded. The only neighborhoods that haven't been funded thus far is Park Duval and Park Hill. But as you can see, there's been significant impact in Algonquin, as well as California, Chickasaw, Parkland, Shawnee, Russell, and Portland. And this is just a geographic look of that area. Moving just a little bit there. Of all 17 initiatives that have been funded to date, breakdown by year, 2025 awardees, $8,435,505. 2026, $5,361,044. Of those amounts, $6,935,505 have been expended from the 2025 year. $2,104,044 have been expended from the 2026 year, with $1.5 million pending from 2025. That's a $1 million equity piece and a $500,000 loan and grant to Portland Museum, as well as pending in 2026 is $3,257,000, just over $1.9 million to Reland, and $1.2 million to HBI and RPOP, which will be expended at the beginning of next month, I believe it is. All awardees thus far, again, that's $13,796,549. Again, every neighborhood we've received an application from each neighborhood, with the most activity in the Russell and Portland neighborhood, with Shawnee coming up just behind those two. Of the funding requests all time, $82 million has been requested. Over $40 million in grants, over $40 million in loan, and again, the $1 million equity piece. Applicants by type, there's currently 16 small business, 29 nonprofit, and 30 traditional, which is the larger enterprises. The active funding, There are 43 active applicants, 17 traditional, 10 small business, and 16 nonprofit. Of the active application, the actual amount that's being requested is $32,213,099. Of that amount, $25,984,999 are from traditional enterprises, $4,728,100 from nonprofit enterprises, and $1.5 million from small businesses. The average score of applications has gone up over time. Basically, the nonprofits has increased very large amount, up to 89.3%. Traditional 88%, and small businesses have gone up as well at 78%. And certified firms that have requested funding, there's been 7 minority-owned businesses, 2 women-owned businesses, 2 disabled-owned businesses, and 1 veteran-owned business. Any questions on any of the funding thus far? No, Linda?
Yeah. Yes, thank you, Travis. A few different questions. One, are the numbers you're reporting in terms of requests, is that based off of their original request that was made and submitted, or after back and forth negotiations with staff?
The $82 million is based on original requests.
Okay. And then did I hear correctly that of the request to date we have put out, you said 13 million, is that correct? Or
Yes,
13
$13,700,000.
All right. And what is the breakdown of grants versus loans on that?
You have a slide.
It's just give me 1 second, Linda. Okay. So of that amount, the for-profit businesses, it may be the bunch. Just 1 second. That's the request. $40 million in grants, $40 million in loans, and $1 million in the equity piece have been requested thus far.
Right. No, I'm talking about in terms of of the 13 that we have distributed, how much of that is grants, how much of that is
Roughly in grants, we have just quick math, Lyndon, because I have it broke down on one of these, is about $1.5 million in grants.
okay.
We don't have the grants here. So I'm going to share my screen again, Linda, so you can take a look at this. So this is the breakdown of all of requests that have been awarded thus far. And like I said, just quick math is close to $2 million in grants. But I can get you that exact number. I'll just go through this slide right here.
Yeah, that's fine. I appreciate it, Travis. I'm in transit, so being able to see the slides is just is a little difficult.
This will be shared after the meeting as well.
All right. Thank you. That's I guess those are the questions I had, at least on that part.
Okay. Any other questions?
Well, I did have another question just in terms of pipeline. So I guess why don't we have any proposals to review today? I know specifically the board was contacted by 2 entities that have talked about their proposals, and I don't know what discussion is there, but at least one of those was semi-time dependent. And so can you talk through kind of where we are specifically with those West Louisville Dream Team and One West, but any others that are in queue?
Well, to speak in specifics, I don't know if we're allowed to speak in specifics. Or, okay, so West Louisville Dream Team, I just spoke with Carla Deering, I think it was last week, and they still have a few items that they're going to send over. There were some questions that still are pending, and Carla Deering and West Louisville Dream Team is aware of that. And as far as One West goes, we went and met with the mayor week before last and One West, and Justin and I met with their CEO last week, and there was still a couple of questions that are pending with them as well. That was communicated to their CEO as recent as today, the things that were pending following up from that meeting. So we're still working with both of those groups, One West and West Louisville Dream Team. Regarding the rest of the pipeline, as you know, there was a $6 million cap put in place for 26 and 27. $5 million for loans, $1 million for grants. Just over $3 million of that has been expended to date. There's $38 million in requests. So the last month and a half has been spent trying to go through that pipeline, reach out to applicants, and work through what the amount could be awarded for the rest of this year to fall within that cap. So that's being worked through as well. Any other questions?
I'm sorry. And maybe it was I was at the last meeting. When did we install a $6 million cap?
June 1st. It was voted on by the full board and passed June 1st.
That's when I was out of the country. Interesting.
Any other
All right.
questions?
That came out of the finance committee after review.
Yeah.
As a recommendation to the board.
Mm.
Any other questions or comments? If not, Laura, do you have any, Travis, do you have anything else? No, sir. Laura, do you have any other comments?
Nothing
updates?
else, and thank you, sir, for your time.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Will.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
I am.
Okay, we're gonna go back to Brianne Dorsey.
And Brianne is going to do an update from Nimbus on our communications efforts.
Hello, hello. Good afternoon, everybody. We are at the top of the week and it is moving. And give me just a moment and I am going to share my screen. Let's make it bigger for everybody. Alrighty, can everybody see my screen okay?
Yes.
Perfect, perfect. Well, good afternoon. My name is Brianne Dorsey, and of course, I'm here representing Nimbus, the marketing and PR partners for the West End Opportunity Partnership. I've had the pleasure on working as the account manager, front-facing all things clients, and I'm also accompanied by our Director of Brand Strategy, Hope Smith, who behind the scenes leads a team of strategists who build the foundation for our work. To kick us off today, our team is providing a brief overview of our communication strategy. As the partnership enters its 5th year, congratulations, our goal is to strengthen awareness while making the organization feel more, personal, accessible, and connected to the communities it serves. Effective communications are more than just about, sharing those updates. They help build public trust, increase transparency, and ensure residents understand not only what the partnership does, but who is behind the work. And each of these content themes for the partnership's organic channels was developed with that purpose in mind. Our first recurring series is Why I Served. And if you all remember, we collected personal statements from individuals behind the partnership to showcase the passion and the purpose that drives their work. This allows the community to connect with the people, not just the organization, and helps humanize the partnership by demonstrating, the genuine commitment of serving West Louisville. And if you all can see, we have the lovely Mrs. Reader over here in our graphic mock-up. And this series expands on that idea by asking members of the partnership what community means to them. And, rather than defining community for our audience, we're allowing people who serve West Louisville to tell that story in their own words. And authentic storytelling like this helps strengthen trust and reinforces the partnership's commitment to listening, to collaboration, and shared progress. And you see, we have a quote over here from Chris Romaine, very short to the point, but it's also very impactful. And another reoccurring theme highlights each of the 9 historic neighborhoods the partnership serves. And these posts celebrate the history, the culture, and the unique identity of each community while reinforcing that every neighborhood plays an important role in the partnership's mission. And by consistently showcasing these communities, we're helping build awareness of the organization's service area while also celebrating the pride and character that already exists within West Louisville. And here we have a little fun fact about Algonquin Park. And as mentioned, this will be something that we will put together for each neighborhood. As we prepare for the inaugural partnership day, we developed a coordinated promotional campaign to build awareness, generate that excitement and encourage community participation. And rather than, simply promoting the event, the campaign was designed to connect residents with the partnership, increase attendance and create meaningful opportunities for engagement. And this is just our save the date flyer here. Along with social media, we developed a full suite of promotional materials to support the campaign across multiple communication channels. And, maintaining that consistent messaging, whether someone sees a flyer or someone sees a door hanger, a social post, or a website update, this helps strengthen recognition of the partnership and ensures the community receives clear and unified information. So changing gears here to MailChimp, we've noticed that email has continued to be one of the partnership's strongest communication tools. And over the past year, we've delivered more than 27,000 emails, and we've imported over 560 contacts through community outreach that were collected prior to and during the MailChimp integration. And we've welcomed 70 new subscribers directly through the website. And where we have only 13 contacts were required of manual entry, that just means someone reached out and said, hey, can you add me to the list instead of going through the website. And having this centralized communications platform, this allows the partnership to efficiently share, information such as the funding opportunities, the meeting notifications, organizational updates, and important announcements while building a growing audience that can be reached quickly and consistently. And moving to our digital hub, the website remains the central destination for nearly every call to action across our communications. And whether someone is looking for funding opportunities, looking for those upcoming meetings, board information, events, or organizational updates, the website serves as the primary hub for staying informed. Every communication we produce ultimately drives people back to one trusted source where they can engage more deeply with the partnership's work. And we have the website here on our partnership branded computer. And as we look ahead, our focus remains on maintaining consistent communication throughout the year. And by leveraging social media, email marketing, the website, and supporting promotional materials together, we're creating a connected communication strategy that keeps residents informed. It increases awareness of opportunities and encourages participation and just, that continuous trust between the partnership and the communities that it serves. And that does conclude the communications overview. I know we covered quite a bit in a short amount of time. So in the interest of staying on schedule, if there are any questions about the initiatives, about the strategy, just feel free to direct them to Mrs. Rita, and our team will be more than happy to answer any questions, provide any additional contacts that you may need. And thank you all for your time.
All right, thank you, Brianne.
Thanks, Brianne.
Okay, moving right along. We're gonna open the floor for old business. No. Oops. All right, how about new business? Okay, as you can see, we do have our schedule there for our next meetings. But I'm sure Miss Rita will let us know if there's any changes or whatever in the. So Laura, do you have anything else to add?
Nothing else to add.
Anyone else? Well, I
Make a
guess.
motion to adjourn.
All right.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Everyone have a
Thank
good
you.
evening.
Good night.